Welcome to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we are better together than separated. How you guys doing out there? Wish you much prosperity on today. We have another wonderful guest on the show today. She goes by the name of Crystal Flowers. A family member of mine. This is my cousin, man. We growing up together, man. Been you know, man, through it all, And Crystal, she left Michigan. She went to start over in Atlanta. She's been to the military. She's a co-host of One Life Talks podcast. She's been partnering with J Jack also, Thought Magazine. So we're gonna get her story today, but we want to talk to her about women empowerment, man. She's an advocate of women empowerment. She's very big on women doing better in getting women a better livelihoods. You know what I'm saying? Being able to pull women out that rut mentally, being able to pull women out that rut physically. So we want to talk to her today about that. Talk to her today about women empowerment. Talk to her about her story, and talk to her about When Life Talks, her podcast. So first of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you, Crystal.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. So what you been up to lately?
Man, just working, perfecting my craft, focusing on my third book. So yeah, that's been my life right about now.
So, and for the ones that don't know, as you as an actor as well too, I forgot to say that. So let everybody know the books you have written and the genre and what you write.
Okay. So my first one was like I say a healing journey for me. It's called The Perfect Marriage Twice. And it just basically gives everyone a brief synopsis of what I went through in life. My second novel was Through the Course of His Guitar, which was a soft biography written for my dad who had passed away 4 years ago this year. So I wanted to honor him in some shape, form, or fashion. And so I did that through writing that memoir.
Man, and one thing about writing a book, it's time consuming, because I'm working on mine, and it's not easy as people think it is.
It's not, and you have to take it back to literally elementary to do plot grafting and outlining to really see what it is, how you want to organize it and put it together because you can get caught up and start repeating yourself. So yeah, it's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah, it is. So so in being an author, being an aficionado of literary arts, me and you both. I wanted to ask you, how does that play into your podcasting? Because to be a podcaster, you have to be able to carry conversation. You have to have a nice vocabulary. So it's
Right.
kind of it seems like you kind of cut out for the role that you're doing on When Life Talks podcast.
Right. So we Life Talk podcast, what we do is just take real life situations, right? We take the difficult conversations that don't nobody want to talk about or they don't want to address because no one likes to turn the mirror on themselves, right? So we just take those topics and we bring it and we just have candid conversations with our audience between each other and say, hey, this is an issue, this is an ongoing situation, this is reality, and let's shed light on it. Let's bring it out and see what other people think about it. And then with my book, I just say, hey, this is what's going on. I can add a little truth, I can add a little fiction, and I can bring the book to life also just through conversations.
hmm So how do you come up with the name When Life Talks?
Well, actually, we went through a couple of names, but J Jack picked the final name, which was When Life Talk, and I was like, oh, I like that. Because what life do, it talk to us, right? We go through different synopsises, we go through different experiences, paths, journeys, and yeah, it talks to us. So I think that was a great topic. So when he brought it to me, I was like, yeah, that's it.
What do you think is the greatest thing that life has ever said to you?
Greatest thing in life is pay attention, be observant. Everything don't happen in microwave timing. Be patient, be humble, and treat others like you want to be treated. And the reverse, you be good to the universe, it'll come back on you.
Yeah, it will. What you put out there does come back.
Hmm.
So I know you did a little time in the military. How long was
Yeah.
you in the military?
I did 7 years in the army. 7 years, toured the world. Korea, did two tours to Iraq, OIF and OEF, Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Endurance Freedom. Yeah, I've been some everywhere.
What was the most exotic place you think you have been to that you've seen? Because I
I
know
would
you just
say,
seen some pretty exclusive spots.
right, right. One of my favorite places I would say when I was in Iraq, we did Kuwait. When we was getting ready to come back and come into country. So the architecture over there was very beautiful. It was lovely from the McDonald's on up to uh the castle where the prince stayed with his 13 wives. It was just beautiful. It was something that I had never seen or had experienced. So that stuck with me to this day. So I would say the architecture that was in Kuwait.
What you think about the war that's going on right now?
Man, I think it's crazy because we building these wars and we giving people money to help them, but we have so much going on in our own country. It's like, when will we take a pause and just say, look, we have homeless people, we need to combat that. We have people that don't have jobs, we have kids. It's so much stuff that's going on. The school systems, like, we need our own personal assistance over here. So why do we continue to create situations over in other countries, and then we help and building alliances and sending billions of dollars to help over there when, hey, America is struggling by itself.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's very crazy.
Who you gonna be voting for this year?
Man, I really don't know. I haven't even took thought into it, but I know it won't be Trump. So it's like, you got to go with what we know, and right now is what, Biden.
Hmm.
So I mean, he did some good. He didn't took away 40,000 of my student loans, so I can't complain.
Yeah. So on your mission and on your journey of women empowerment, tell us about the first time that you felt, because you come from an underprivileged community yourself,
Right,
coming here from Saginaw, Michigan.
right.
Tell us about the first time that drove your innovation to want to be more than what you was, and what made you want to empower other women as well.
So now I am a life coach as well, certified life coach as well. But growing up, like you said, growing up in Saginaw, Michigan, we all came from the ghetto, the hood area, right? And so my thing is, I love travel. I always gravitated towards travel. I always knew I wanted to be something bigger than myself. And so I made myself uncomfortable and stepped out on faith and made it happen. I tell women every day now, you have to, and men, do something that's uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, ain't
Mm,
nothing gonna change. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable, be able to put yourself out there, whether fail or succeed. You got to be able to just step out and do it. Because if you don't, you failing anyway, right?
mm-hmm.
So that was my mentality. It was like, just do it.
A lot of people, a lot of women, especially these days, they not bred with the confidence. They not bred with that self-esteem. They done been through tumultuous relationships, bad marriages, um, come from um, homeless, shelters, and come from deep impoverished physical things. And I'm trying to put myself back together, but I'm trying to be somebody at the same time. And I know it's a process. I gotta repair myself. I have to build myself up first before I can figure out what it is I want to do, because I gotta get to know what are my strengths and my weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? So when did you get to that point when you found out your strengths and your weaknesses, and how was you able to strengthen your weaknesses and capitalize off your strengths?
So after I love to journal. That's my thing, and I'm not afraid of therapy, right? So I will go to therapy, and through therapy and through talking to someone and breaking it down in a language that I could understand, I began to learn and know myself, right? So in that process, I began to work on my weaknesses because I already knew my strengths, right? So I began to work on my weaknesses. And as I began to work on my weaknesses, I figured out, okay, if I stay the course, if I stay the path, then anything I put my mind to, I can do it. I can succeed at it. So it just getting fear out the way. Once you get fear out the way, you turn that mirror on yourself and you do the work because you have to do the work. I don't care if it started in elementary school, right? Or it started with your parents as a childhood. Those are the things that's holding us back. Those are the things we have to tackle, and we have to be able to face them and release them. Yes, is it gonna be some heartaches along the way? Yep. Is it gonna be some tears along the way? Yep. It's gonna be all of that. But if you stay the course and you trust yourself, you will succeed. But it's all, you just got to be willing. You got to just be willing to put that best foot forward and say, you know what, this was a hindrance, but I'm no longer attaching myself to that. So you got to learn how to break the chains. And if it's therapy, if it's getting a life coach, if it's journaling, all that stuff, I tell people, get a burn book, write everything down that's holding you back, right? That's got tons of weight on you. Go ahead and write it down. Once you finish, burn it and let it go. That means you can't look back on it no more. That way, only thing you can do is go forward. But
Hmm.
a lot of people ain't willing to put in the work.
Right. And that's the first thing is, a journey take 1,000 steps, but you got to start with one in order
Mm.
to complete it. So, how did you get out of that? How did you develop confidence? What
When
what what are some of the things that you did to help build your self esteem up?
Well, it all started at home. Grandma knew raised me. So I was raised kind of old school, so I already knew I didn't allow anyone to define who I was. I always stayed true to myself and who I was. And in doing so, I was able to gain and build rapport with other people who seen more in me that I probably didn't see in myself in the beginning. So I had a village, I had a support system, whether it was family, strangers, friends. They would say, you know what, Jay? They would call me Jay back then. I see something in you. I see that you can do this. Stop holding back. Because that was my thing. Like, I'll give you so much and then I'll pull it back. I'll dial it back. But they was like, nah, I see this in you. You can do this. You can be a nurse. Okay, you a nurse. You can be a nurse practitioner. You can do that. So it's the people that's instilling it in me. Like, man, they fueling my fire. I'll say that.
Okay. So, what are some success stories or examples of like some African American women that you have looked up to who have successfully transitioned from poverty to fulfilling their dreams, and what lessons can others learn from their journey? Somebody that you was looking up to, somebody that help you become who you are today, outside of your community, somebody that you looked up to. Well,
Mm.
inside your community as well. I'm sorry.
As well. Okay, well, first of all, I have a few that are both doctorates, and they're a doctorate of a nurse practitioner. One is Tina Williams, and the other is Tanya Robinson. So those young ladies helped to shape and mold me and push me in a direction that got me in a position to succeed. I was always a visionary. Aquarius is that's what we do. We are visionaries. So I learned how to lean on God, trust His word, and whatever what He say, whatever you come to you, do it. So I already had a vision. I just wrote it down, made it plain, and then from there it just blossomed, it just grew. So if we want to say community wise, I would say family. My Aunt Lynn, my Aunt Wanda, those women were accountants. They were school teachers. So of course they were smart, and I seen them still thrive and survive in the streets of Saginaw and in Detroit at the same time. So I seen them grow. I seen them be successful. Our uncles seen them grow, seen them be successful. So even though I seen the dope game, even though I seen this, the games, I seen all that stuff going around me, right? But I didn't become a product of my environment. I just
Environment.
learned how to turn a blind eye to it. Yeah, I'm cool with y'all. That's what y'all do, but I'm going this way, right? So it was just like, okay, I see it. This is what it is, but I'm gone.
Hmm.
So yeah.
And that's the thing about having that being a visionary is to have that focus and to have that concentration and to have that diligency as to where I'm not against what you guys doing, or you know what I'm saying, I don't judge it in no way, but
Right.
this is not me. This is just not something that I'm a part of, so I'm going this way. What
Exactly.
tell us one of your most lowest moments that you done had in life that taught you a very impactful lesson, and then give us one of the highest moments that taught you an impactful lesson.
Through marriage at a young age. I went through a marriage when I was 21. I want to say, when you love and trust somebody, but you so young and still so immature. So I would say that was kind of like a low moment, and then losing my mother. I didn't lose. I lost her at 18, but she was in the hospital since I was like at the age of 5, right?
Hmm.
So being not able to, I would say at 40, I had a wake up call, right? Like, who am I? Who the hell is Crystal? Because my daddy wasn't there. He was there, but wasn't there. I'll say that. My mom was in a hospital, out on Hospital Road till she passed away when I was like 18. So it's like I don't know him. I don't know his background, where he come from. My mother, I didn't know her. I just knew, the basic things, or what everybody around you tell you, right? So it's like, who are you? Yeah, I'm being raised by grandparents, but who are you? Because the two people that brought you into this world can't tell you, right? So those were my lowest points. So I had to be able to accept it, receive it, sit in it, process it, and then say, what, I no longer want to tread this. So let me do what I got to do to come up out of it, and that's what I had to do. I had to sit in it, turn the mirror, and say, what, this was the cards I was dealt, but now what, you can't sit in it. You can't soak in it no more. It's time to get up, and it's time to grow. And then one of my highest moments is always graduating school. Getting through basic training. Like basic training is so easy right now. I'm like, what? Y'all can have cell phones? Like when we got in basic training, it was like hands in your face, get out. It was a lot of yelling and stuff. They break you down to build you up. And that's what happened in basic training. I was broke down to be built back up. And I thank God for it because it taught me so much discipline and structure at the same time. So those were my my fondest moments or my highest moments.
What do you think about AI in this artificial intelligence world that we in now?
Well, I like to use it.
Me too.
I think it has its pros and cons. Now with us being artists, instead of taking us a year or 2 year to write books, now AI can make it where you can write it in 5 days if you're good at wording it. How you want to write it. So I think it's good. It gives us a head start, a edge, but in the same token, it can kind of be a hindrance because now you got a lot of people using it to get through schoolwork and stuff. So it's like, okay, I don't have to study, I don't have to learn this because guess what? I just type the question in AI and it's gonna give me the answer. So I mean, like I said, it has its good and bad, but if you use it correctly, I think it's very beneficial.
Hmm. And and you don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake. You got your favorite artist telling you to do this and go vote here, and you just have to be able to decipher what's AI and between the actual human.
Right, exactly. See, people not willing to put in the work and educate themselves. Like I said, we're gonna learn to the day we die. What's wrong with opening up a book and saying, "Look, I want to educate myself. I want to gain knowledge." Because if you got the knowledge, that's one powerful thing that no one could ever take away from you. But if you allow a computer to do everything for you, then what are we really gaining?
Right.
Because
What's
it,
our
it
purpose
yeah,
here on this earth?
exactly. What's our
Right. You
purpose?
know what I'm saying? We can't, if like, I think about, you know, in slavery, we used to get beat. We used to get killed for reading a book and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
trying to take advantage of knowledge. And now that we have the freedom to do it, it's like we don't even read. We don't take advantage
Exactly.
of literature. And literature and arts is one of the like the greatest things to me. I love words. I love literature. I love being able to put words together. I love using them in unique ways. You
Mm.
know, because you can get because conversation rule the nation and it can take you far. And we look at all
Exactly.
these podcasts and we look at all these people talking and all these influencers. Then we
Right.
look at somebody over here and be like, well, why you ain't doing nothing? And what you doing? Why you ain't
Right.
making nothing happen on your phone? You know, but everybody's not gifted with the gift of gab like that.
Right. Exactly. That is so true. People like scared of. I look in the dictionary right now and be like, okay, let me write this when I did testing and stuff in school. You may have that one word that you like, oh my God, I don't even know what that is. But if you could follow the structure of the sentence, it's gonna automatically tell you the meaning of that word in itself. But you just have to program yourself to do so. We love everything microwave. We want to do everything the quick way. But if we just take time that or take that extra step, we're learning to be able to do so much more.
Yeah.
Because everybody you talk to, you always a young lady I used to work with a long time ago. Her name was Monica. She always told me, in a professional setting or anywhere, you have to learn how to wear many faces.
Put on
You
many
not
masks. You do.
you
You
have to.
can't wear the same face for every situation, every setting, all through life. It's just not gonna work for you that way.
Exactly. It's
You
not.
gotta be a chameleon.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you surely do. You have to. Because every conversation is not gonna be the same.
And it might have to come down to the point where you have to appease somebody. You might have to put on another mask. You might
Mm-hmm.
have to, like they say, in Rome we do as the Romans do, and sometimes you have to act like the Romans. You know what I'm saying? To push your agenda that much further or try to get what you trying to get. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
So at the end
Yep.
of the day, the thing is just to be able to get active with your dream, be able to start making something happen with your life, start developing a purpose. I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who feels disconnected from the idea that life is not communicating with them? Certain situations they can't figure out. They wake up, they have no relationship with time. You talk to them, ask them what you got to do today. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got nothing to do at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Right.
You know, and I wanted you to explain how can they begin to open themselves up to the possibility of being more active in their dream, because people work and they work for people 20, 30 years and they retire. And that's not a life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? People want to have their own business. People want to have something that they control, some that they are the CEO of, something that validates them. So, what advice can you give to someone who feels disconnected from when life's speaking to them? How can they understand when life is speaking to them? Like those hunches, like that infinite intelligence, like just explain a little bit about that. Like, how do you understand when life talking to you and giving you ideas that you should execute on?
So yeah, you just gotta put fear on the back burner, right? So anything that comes to you, I could be driving to anything. If it's something come to me, a title come to me, a poem come to me, because I love to write poetry as well. What I do is I jot it down. I write it down because anything comes to you, it's meant for you to do. It's meant for you to act on, right? So I always say, write it down, make it plain, pray on it, and allow God to guide you because He ain't gonna bring you to it if it's not for you. So we just gotta stop operating in fear and just go for what we know. Don't be afraid. Reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out people. Gravitate to people. Surround yourself with like-minded people that want to be run businesses. It's so much networking events going on Eventbrite. Go on there and find out which one is good and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go because I want to get in a room with people who can feed my brain good information, who can give me resources, who can point me in the right direction to get with people. So we can't be afraid to get out and communicate and ask people. Yeah, you might run into some people that say, well, you know what, you got to pay for my information, right? But now we got TikTok, people giving you the free game. They giving it to you. They showing you how to be build your own business, how to be your own investor, how to do real estate. They showing you how to put business plans together, how to get business loans from the bank. They giving you the game. You just got to be willing to sit there and take the notes. So
Why do
it
you
just
think in this era people are so reluctant to learn?
scared of fear. They scared of the unknown. So they reluctant to learn because but they don't know. Knowledge is power. Can't nobody take that from you. So many people have so much low self-esteem that they say, oh, they pull back. Well, I don't want them to. And you got some of the smartest people. I done been to school with some of the smartest people that have dropped out because the what people have came and told them, oh, you ain't gonna be nothing no way. You don't have to go to school or you ain't gotta do this. So like I said, sometimes that that's what's instilled in them comes from a childhood or it comes from a bad toxic relationship or it's coming from something that said, you know what, I'm gonna hold you down because I know for real I ain't shit. So
Hmm.
you got to learn as a person how to decipher that everybody that come across your path ain't meant to be there, and it's okay to release them, it's okay to walk away. Because if you want greater, you gotta be stand strong on what you believe in. You got to release that fear. You gotta say, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna meet some people and see how I can get it done, and I'm gonna make it happen. Because if
And
we
you know
continue to
what?
lay dormant, what we doing? We hurting ourselves.
Right. And I tell a lot of people, you know, life is your movie. Your life is your movie, right?
Mhm.
You on this big stage called life, but you have the star role, and everybody around you are your co-stars. So as long as you know that, then you will take advantage of the opportunities that's presented to you, and
Exactly.
it will that knowing that will help set you outside of everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
On your journey in life, your life is a movie. You
Mhm.
are the star of that movie. Everybody else
Exactly.
around you are co-stars.
Hmm.
But if you don't act in a movie, then how's you gonna get your award?
Right.
So
Dare to
in
be
order for you
different.
to get an Oscar, you gotta act in a movie and you gotta do a good job at your role.
You do. And it's okay to be different and step out and do it.
Exactly.
Do it. I always
And
say too, find people who's different from you. Because what is your strong strength may be their weak strength. But what they have that's strong, you may need that. So
hmm
could just come together and make it happen. But it's
hmm
it's that crab in the bucket mentality. Oh, I can't let this person get higher than me. Oh, I can't, I don't want to give them the game because then it's money for everybody. It's education for everybody. It's knowledge for everybody.
and then that's so ignorant to this day because here it is the it's wide open like you said this internet and to be able to brand yourself it's wide open. We got people coming. We got man 10,000 to 15,000 new brands popping up a day. So it's room for everybody. So the game
Hmm.
that you giving me, just like a friend of mine had told me about, he was like he do graphics design, and he didn't reach out to me, and I was looking for a graphic. I told him I said, man, I was looking for a graphic design artist because I needed to get my logo done.
Hmm.
And he say, yeah, man, I quit doing it because people wasn't paying me this and that, and this. But I told him this too. If you quit doing your job because people ain't paying you, then that means your job goes down the drain. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Sometimes you gotta have the chemistry with life to know that if you have a talent or if you have a skill or something, to be
Hmm.
able to look out in the world and see other people that's having motion. So you can partner up with them so y'all can brand together.
Right.
Sometimes it ain't always about getting paid every time you do a single job. You know what I'm saying? And it tells that it's not something you love because it's not something that you're willing to do for free at times.
Exactly. And that's marketing 101 though. They tell you, yeah, you create a service, right? But with that service, you're also going to want to give a free service because guess what? You want those same people to keep coming back giving you business. Not to mention, word of mouth is powerful. So,
Mhm.
oh, I went to such and such. Yep, he gave me a shirt, but then he threw in a couple of pair of earrings or he threw in XYZ. And I really like that. So, yeah, y'all need to go check him out. So, don't kill your dream because you feel like somebody took advantage of it. That's
Or
called
you looking
creating.
for a dollar.
Are you looking for $1?
You know
Because
what I'm
if
saying?
it's
Like,
truly
yeah,
your
because
dream and your
you want to
gift,
get paid all the time. And not necessarily saying you should get paid, but the only thing I'm saying is that you would rather give your services for free than allow this talent and allow this skill to be washed up down the drain where it's no good to you at all.
exactly,
You know.
exactly.
So the only thing I'm saying is sometimes when you gotta give, you have to have the chemistry and you have to have the knowledge of looking out there, seeing the people that have motion and seeing people that you can partner with so that you can mix your brand with their brand so that it all works. Because sometimes when you just pushing your brand on your own, it don't
Hmm.
work like that
Exactly. It
because
takes
you're
a
living
team.
inside your own mind and you're not listening to other people or taking advice from others. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So it's like you seeing the world through your own eyes when other
Hmm.
people is trying to get you to evolve.
Exactly. And some people, like, they shy away from that, but of the fear of jealousy and all that stuff. But if you got somebody that's willing to help you or partner with you, I say go for it. Because, like you said, that's going to bring you even better because they have a platform, you have a platform, and now y'all bringing those two together. So, whatever traffic is running from that side is coming to your side, and vice versa.
Exactly.
So, it's like go ahead and gravitate to it because that's going to bring you wealth. And, like you say, anything that's a gift or anything that you marketing or putting out there in the universe, money gonna flow to it anyway. So anything that you love to do it shouldn't be seen as, oh, I'm gonna make a profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
the people gonna come. If you doing it out the kindness of your heart and the love for whatever it is, it's gonna come. Like I always say, I'm trying to put together a residential group home. I'm not concerned about the money, but I know the blessings gonna come in because I'm taking care of the elderly people. The
Mm.
money gonna flow regardless. As long as you do right, the money gonna come.
And I
Because
tell, and that's about being able to see money pass your hands. A lot of
mhm,
people can only see money when it's physically in their hands. Like when you're working on a dream and you're working on one of your aspirations that you love and you're giving your heart, sweat, soul, and tears to it.
mhm,
That's seeing money pass your hands because everybody that started a business know you're not gonna profit to probably 4 or 5 years down the line. You
exactly.
probably gonna give away more than you gain in the
Mhm.
beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Exactly.
like when you have a dream, when you have a goal, when you invest in yourself into something higher than yourself, it's seeing money pass your hands. And I tell people, if you can only see money in your hands, then man, you're gonna have a terrible future. You're never gonna be able to invest into a dream because when you're investing into a dream, there's going to be a long time where you're not even going to have any money. All your
Mhm.
money is just going to be going into this dream, but you're not going to be getting anything back. But long as you believe in what you're doing, it's just like you said, then you will receive your blessings. You can't be no overnight success out here now.
Mm-mm.
You got that. This internet is making you work hard for what you believe in. But by the time you make it, and by the time you're successful, unless you're an artist that going viral overnight. But like say with podcasts, it takes time to build those podcasts up, build the YouTube up, and it takes years. But sooner or later, it's going to be a successful podcast. Whatever
Mhm.
business you invest in yourself into, sooner or later, it's going to be a successful business, long as you don't give up. So always be able to see money pass your hands.
Mhm.
Like I tell people when they was creating Microsoft.
Mhm.
Microsoft had to see money 20 years past 20 years down the line before they had to start making some money. So think about
Exactly.
that. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
this project we creating, we're not going to make a profit for it for 20 years later. A lot of people not going to invest their time into that because
They're gonna give up.
they want instant gratification.
Yep. Yep.
And we need more delayed gratification.
Exactly. All it takes is 3 words. Trust the process.
Trust the
That's it.
process.
Trust the process. Like Master P said it best. What he said when he came out with Body Body, he took it to the radio station and dudes like, nah, they ain't gonna rock to this. Come back with something. Come back with something else. He said a few days he came back. Body body. Nah, I thought you said you was coming back with something. So he said he did it 3 or 4 times. The man took it, said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and play it because you believed in it. You didn't waver from it. You stuck with it, and guess what? It blew up. So that's all it is. Trust the process. Believe in your product. Whatever you putting out there, believe in it. Put all your energy and time in it. Even if you get in a negative red, just know that it's greater. It's gonna pay off later. It's gonna be greater later. But you have to trust the process. Those are my three words. Trust the process.
Because it's so much discipline and it's so much knowledge and it's so much insight that come with the process.
Hmm.
That's why you can't be an overnight success, because there are so much things you got to endure on this journey to build you up to be ready to take on this particular,
Yes.
yeah, this particular position in life.
Mm-hmm.
So that process, it builds you up, it cultivates you into that bigger person that you
Right.
was before you even started.
Exactly. It's
So be able to
stages.
see money pass your hands, guys.
Exactly. We can't just give it to you overnight. That's the case. Everybody be hitting the mega millions and all that stuff.
There you
No,
go.
money too fast will kill you.
Yeah,
Money too fast, you will blow it.
yeah,
It quick as
yeah.
it come, it's gonna go.
There you go. Yep. And once you know how to trust the process and work hard for it, then you respect it.
Exactly. Appreciate it more. Know how to learn the value of a dollar.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So looking ahead, Crystal, what do you hope listeners take away from your podcast, One Life Talks, and 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 tell them what days they also can tune in, and what you just hope to convey to the listeners as they tune in and watch you.
Man, I just hope that when y'all listen to When Life Talk, when y'all listen to Yacht Life Chronicles, that y'all just listen. What's for you, take it in, receive it, believe it, add value to it, add work to it, and just be the best version of you. That's all we ever ask for. Be the best version of ourselves. Don't allow nobody to deter you from that. Don't allow nobody to put no toxic information into your head to say, no, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. I'm here to empower you today, any other day on When Life Talk, that you can be somebody, you can be successful, you can be who God created you to be. Learn your purpose, know your plan, walk your path, walk your journey, and know when it's okay to drop people off along the way, because everybody not meant to go on your journey. And so
Man,
in
that's
that sense,
powerful.
yeah, that's all I want people to do, is just be receptive. Be receptive, because sometimes we have soul ties, right? We can soul tie to friendships, we can soul ties to relationships, we can soul tie to toxic people. But you got to learn how to break that cycle. You got to learn how to break that chain. It's time to be set free. So if you in a rut, you in a hole, and you struggling to climb up out of there, man, stop, pause, sit in it, reflect, and then yeah, get your gangster back, as I say. Get your gangster back.
Yeah, and you gave them some game right there, because in life, you know what I'm saying, you got to take the things that you need and leave the rest.
Leave the
You
rest.
know, every podcast not gonna be for you. Everything that's said in the podcast not gonna be for you. But just
Hmm.
take what you need and leave the rest.
And leave the
The
rest.
rest is for somebody else. It's not for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So on today, we empower each man, each woman out there to be better than what they was yesterday, to learn more than what they did yesterday, to be able to put in more work than they did yesterday.
Exactly.
Laziness is the antithesis to any kind of success.
Right.
We too young in this world to be lazy. 40, 50s is young. We
Mm-hmm.
talk like that is old, and a lot of
And
people that gave up on life. I'm here to tell you, you got more energy and you more vibrant than people out here 21, the way they popping these pills and on all these drugs and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? So when you 40 and 50 and you still healthy and you still around here, your body still around, your body is made for resistance. Every day you wake up, your
mm-hmm.
arms and legs, everything is made, your mind is made for resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is designed to be put in challenges. It's designed to be put in challenging situations to build it up and to be able to make you more than what you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you build yourself up to become more than what you are, it gives you that confidence to go after your dreams, to go after those life desires that you want.
Right.
So like she said, pull yourself out of that impoverished situation. Whatever it is, it can be a horrible marriage. It might be a bad job that you've been thinking about getting another one. It might be you sitting and thinking about starting that business and you haven't got to it yet. You know, whatever the desire is, however life is talking to you, you know, make sure that you understand and you able to decipher what life is saying to you so that you can be about your success. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You got to be able to see with clarity. And if you don't know who you are, you haven't done any type of introspection of who you are, then you're not going to be able to see life with any type of clarity. Life just
Exactly.
going to be a big blur to you because
Mm-hmm.
this is distracted. You know, you got the
Exactly.
driveway of your mind always clogged up. It's never clear. You know, and like she said, to be able to be anything, to be a visionary, to be an innovator, to be an entrepreneur, it takes making wise decisions, patience, being a thinker, less distraction, and isolation.
That's it. Plenty of discipline.
You know. So before we get out of here, you want to leave? You want to leave it with anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, yeah. So y'all can tune in to Win Life Talk every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out through YouTube, Win Life Talk YouTube channel, Thought Magazine. Thank you for having me on here, cousin. I enjoyed myself. Y'all keep following Yacht Life Chronicles. He's a game changer, changing the world one
Man, and you
topic
are too, man.
at a
You are
time.
too.
So
And I
yeah, we
love, you
appreciate
know
y'all.
what? Every time like this our second podcast, but like in the first one we was over there at the wedding reception, we really didn't. I really didn't get a. You know, I wanted to get more out of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's like we definitely will be bringing you back to the show. You know, and it was a
So
pleasure
anytime
having
you
you
want me
today.
to. Yeah.
Definitely a pleasure having you today, man. And like I said, just keep empowering yourself, empowering these women. And that is one of the greatest things that you're doing is being a life coach because you got a lot of people that's tangled up in a lot of negative and adverse situations that just take a little bit of advice from people who've been through it in order to get out of that. And I think you're the right person for it.
You, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And can you give them you can make sure you give them your social media handle so everybody can make sure they follow you.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Crystal Flowers. That is on Facebook. As you can see on the handle here, it's at Brown Skin 315. That is my Instagram as well. So yep, you can catch me on those two. If you want any life coaching sessions, inbox me. First one is free. It's on me.
All right, there
Inbox
you go.
me.
So before we get out of here, one more question: can you share a memorable podcast moment, man, that's dear to your heart, man, and that really had an impactful moment on you?
Man, I would have to say it was the one I did on my nephew. So July 25th of last year, my nephew was fatally killed by the hands of another young man. His life was taken in gun violence. So that that podcast I did against gun violence was very memorable. It was I had to pull myself together to even get the strength to do it. So it was lovely. I had a lot of people to chime in. I had people to hit me up after the fact. It was like it made a impact on the community, in which I still want to go back to my Saginaw community and make an impact. It's something I've been working on. I'm trying to help my sister put together a nonprofit organization to help mothers pay for funerals or help mothers do hospital bills and that kind of stuff for when their sons or their daughters are being gunned down and taken away from us at a young age. So that one was near and dear to my heart.
Rest in peace, amazing man.
Yes.
Such a tragic situation, man. His
Hmm.
heart, man. His tragedy touched the city.
Man.
I seen his banner. Somebody had posted his graduation banner downtown. Man. So, man, to all you young guys out there, man, just be able to think. You know what I'm saying? Be able to think before you crash out.
Yes, they don't
You
know
know,
7 seconds can get them a lifetime in prison. 7 seconds. Just think, 7 seconds. And I could be in behind bars or if for 10 years or 20 years for the rest of my life or in a grave because I made a 7 second decision. Because that's all it took for him to take my nephew's life was literally 7 seconds.
yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like there's two more black men gone. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to build each other up out here, and we greater in numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we can't keep losing our black men to
Yeah,
travesties like this. You know.
exactly. Exactly.
So hopefully we get better as a black community.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we get better as a generation. You know.
Exactly.
But I do want to say Krista Flowers is getting better with her podcast. Krista Flowers is getting better on her books. Krista Flowers
Mm-hmm.
is just getting better with life. I'm so proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a fan of the show. I watch the
Thank
show
you.
all the
Thank you.
time. And is there, what platform can we go to get your book?
It is on. I be forgetting it's been so long. I know the initial one, the first one I did was on Amazon. The second one I went through another company, and it's been quite some time. But yes, I'll be coming back to Amazon. So just look for it from me on Amazon. I'll be most definitely keeping everybody posted, putting it out there on all platforms. I think everybody will enjoy this next one. I did some little research on it, so I think it'll be great and good for the communities.
Yeah, definitely will. And I look forward to you
Yeah.
to seeing it when it come out.
Yep,
And
and
I
yours
do.
as well. Yours as well.
I want to congratulate you and wish you nothing but prosperity on your journey. We wish you the best here at Yacht Life Chronicles. And man, just keep doing your thing.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And to everybody out there, just keep doing your thing also. Don't, whenever you feel like you're in your most challenging moment, keep pressing forward. Outthink it. Be able to outmaneuver it. Sometimes adversity can just be a big scream.
Right.
And it's a horror film, and you know how a horror film be at the movies.
Right.
That's how adversity look like a horror film. But
Mm-hmm.
but if you go around this screen, you will notice that it's just lights back there playing.
That's it.
It's the same
That's
thing
it.
with adversity. If you take your time to go behind the adversity, you will find out it's not as hard as you thought it was. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So listen, whatever you have to do to pull yourself out of that poverty, whatever you have to do to pull yourself out of that rut, whatever you got to do to pull yourself out of that adversity, get busy, get started on it right today, right where you at. You
Mm-hmm.
know, don't just lay down and settle for what life is doing for you, for what life is giving you. Go out there and get what you want out of life. Don't just let life voice whatever role it want to upon you. You carve out your own role in life. You carve out your own legacy in life. Don't let nobody tell you what you should be. You tell yourself what you should be. Nobody told me what I was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I never knew I was gonna be doing what I'm doing today, but this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I
Exactly.
enjoy what I do. I love what I do. So to everybody out there, man, make sure you love and you enjoy what you do. And don't let nobody tell you what you should be doing in life. You tell yourself what you should be doing in life and just get to it.
That's
So,
it.
yeah, we want to thank Crystal Flowers, man. Of When Life Talks, you know what I'm saying, coming to the show. And what days they can catch the show again?
Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And there you have it. So, thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we are better together than separated. Thank you guys for tuning in.